What's going on, everybody? This is your host with the most, E Smooth, and welcome to another edition of Uptown215 Media Productions. On today's edition, or episode edition rather, this is number 12. I'm actually counting this as an edition because this is a special episode edition. Today, we're going to be discussing a variety of different things that are very important to everybody out there, to all people. And I would like to make this known how important it is, which is why I'm making this video stream to express the importance of the variety of different topics that I'll be discussing today. So, first and foremost, happy Friday, happy TGIF. Um, it's April 8th, 2016, Friday, and this is my episode edition number 12. And I'll be discussing a variety of different things that are very important, very enlightening, even inspirational in its own sense. So let's get right into it. What I would like to discuss today, the variety of different topics or trending topics I like to discuss today, mean a lot to me as well as others. Now, some things that I'm discussing today, or I'll be talking about rather, are some things that you probably are aware of or you probably already know. So, what I want to do is just reassure you exactly how important this is and why we need to take it more seriously. In the sense that I'm really just going to read this stuff off to you so you could document it on your own time, or as I'm going through the video stream, you can get a notepad and a pen. I suggest you do that. That would be great in terms of your own documentation, so you can start your own task from 1 through 10 or whatever you want to do. Maybe you just want to do 1 through 5, and these topics are going to give you an overall analysis on a different way of thinking, and trying to categorize certain situations and apply it to yourself, while thinking outside the box in the same sense. So first thing I want to talk about is going to be a black inventor. Okay, that's the very first thing that I'm going to discuss today, is a black inventor by the name of Elijah McCoy. Okay, again, the black inventor that I will be discussing or talking about today, his name is Elijah McCoy. Okay, Elijah McCoy. Um, the second thing that I would like to discuss today, which is also very important, and people take it into consideration because it has like a lot of substance behind it for those that are curious or would just like to know in general. I will be giving you the health tip of the day. Okay, health tip of the day. Okay, so first thing is Elijah McCoy, a black inventor. The second thing is the health tip of the day. Um, the third thing that I would like to discuss prior to that is the quote of the day. Okay, and I also would like to discuss Steve Harvey's introduction to his top seller, bestseller book titled Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success. Now, I'm sure a lot of people out there have read this book, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success. And in this book, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, Steve Harvey, in his introduction to this bestseller book, he talks about how to be successful in general. So, one of the things that kind of stood out to me is like how he goes about it and his approach on it. So, Steve Harvey's introduction, I'm going to be talking about your gift is calling. Are you ready to answer? Again, Steve Harvey, in the introduction of Steve Harvey's Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success book, we'll be talking about your gift is calling. Are you ready to answer? Your gift is calling. Are you ready to answer? Also, I would like to talk about horoscope of the day and how that applies to people who have birthdays in this month. And it's an inspirational tool. Okay, so we'll be talking about the Black inventor Elijah McCoy, and the wonderful invention that he has brought to the forefront, and a forefigure for Black history. I'll be talking about the health tip of the day. Okay, and I'll be talking about the quote of the day. Okay, and I'll talk about the introduction to Steve Harvey's Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success bestseller book. I'll be talking about Your Gift is Calling. Are you ready to answer? Okay, and then last but not least, I'll be discussing today's horoscope, or the horoscope of today, and it pertains to the Aries. So if you're Aries, this is a horoscope you definitely want to take into consideration and apply it to your daily routine or your life in general. Okay, so we'll get right into it. Now I'm gonna read this off to you guys. Obviously, I'm not a walking dictionary or a recorder, so I'm not gonna know all this stuff by heart. Sort of like a rap artist who knows his music by heart. So I'm just gonna roll off a few things, and we'll try to get through this pretty quickly because I don't want to lose the I don't want to lose the attention span of my viewers out there. I'd like to also take time out right now to thank those viewers and fans that have been supporting my fan page and that have been supporting my live video stream as well as my regular video broadcastings. You can go on YouTube. I'm under smooth at youtube.com. That's smooth at youtube.com. It's regular space smooth at youtube.com. All right. I'm on Instagram at smooth26 at instagram.com. That's smooth26 at instagram.com. You could go to my podcast also, which is available now. It's up and running under a podcast on Facebook. It's titled Uptown215 Media Productions. Okay, you can also go to the Old School 80s at facebook.com. I'm on there as well. And this is just a variety of different things that I'm doing on social media sites and broadcasting sites like YouTube, to further the knowledge and the enlightenment and the inspiration, the spirituality, and just your life endeavors in general, and how to focus and implement on it to make it better for you, as well as encouraging others to do better, and trying to build a stronger foundation, some through nonprofit organizations, others through leadership programs and things like that, like PAL, so forth and so on, etc., where you can get active in these programs and these community organization programs to reevaluate and assure a better life for yourself and others, for bettering the community, helping to rebuild the infrastructure. And in a time like this, we're in a very serious election. How to overcome a lot of certain situations that may structure into or stem into a derogatory type of lifestyle, or people who are racist in general. I'll actually give you a lady's name who you can check out, who discusses that a little more in detail later on in the segment of this video recording. So let's get right into it. I'd just like to thank everybody for their support. Hopefully you guys continue to follow me and check out some of my more up and coming videos that I'll be putting out prior to this episode edition 12. So first, I want to talk about a Black inventor by the name of Elijah McCoy. His name is Elijah J. McCoy. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Elijah McCoy and his wonderful invention, and how his wonderful invention later on throughout the course of the years have become a very significant part of our day-to-day lifestyles, and how important this invention was to us in terms of travel and things of that nature. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it, and then shortly right after that, I'm going to go into the second segment of this show. So let's talk about Elijah J. McCoy. Okay, so for those who are familiar with him, This is just a reinsurance for those that don't know anything about him, that should know something about him. This is overall analysis, a synopsis of who he is and how much of a contribution he is to manufacturing, mechanical engineering, and just transportation in general. How this guy is a big figure. He's a titan in a titan in his own eyes, his own ways, amongst the people out here. And here's just one of the powerful, intelligent, enlightening, charming, witty, you know, um, creative black inventors that we have. There's a list of them out there, and I really don't have that much time in these video streams to go through all of them. So I'm just gonna just talk about him today, and then you could do your own research, and then I'll pick sporadic black inventors throughout the course of each and every one of my episode editions, to further the knowledge on black history. So right now we're going to talk about Mr. Elijah J. McCoy. And to start off, we're going to talk about his early life. So it reads, I quote, Elijah McCoy was born on May 2nd, 1844 in Colchester, Ontario, Canada. Okay, so that's Elijah McCoy was born on May 2nd, 1844 in Colchester, Canada first, and then migrated to Ontario, Canada. So he stayed in Colchester in Ontario, Canada, okay, when he was born on May 2nd, 1844. And Elijah McCoy, who was born on May 2nd, 1844 in Colchester in Ontario, Canada, he was born to George and Mildred Goins McCoy, okay? So his parents that he was born to or gave birth to him in Canada, his parents were George and Mildred Goins McCoy. The McCoys were fugitive slaves who had escaped from Kentucky to Canada via the Underground Railroad. In 1847, the large family returned to the United States and Ypsilanti, Michigan, beginning at a young age. Okay, now this is the engineering and the invention aspect of Elijah J. McCoy's early life. This goes into the engineering and the inventions. Okay, so the engineering and inventions beginning at a young age, Elijah McCoy showed a strong interest in mechanics. His parents arranged for him to travel to Scotland at the age of 15 for an apprenticeship in mechanical engineering. He returned home to Michigan after becoming certified as a mechanical engineer. Despite his qualifications, McCoy was unable to find work as an engineer in the U.S. due to racial barriers. Skilled professional positions were not available for African Americans at the time, regardless of their training or background. McCoy accepted a position as a fireman and oiler for the Michigan Central Railroad. It was in this line of work that he developed his first major inventions. After studying the inefficiencies inherent in the existing system of oiling axles, McCoy invented a lubricating cup that distributed oil evenly over the engine's moving parts. He obtained a patent for this invention, which allowed trains to run continuously for long periods of time, pausing or stopping for maintenance. Okay, McCoy continued to refine his devices, receiving nearly 60 patents over the course of his life. While the majority of his inventions related to lubrication systems, he also designed for an ironing board and lawn sprinkler and other machines, etc. Although McCoy's achievements were recognized in his own time. His name did not appear on the majority of the products that he devised. Lacking the capital with which to manufacture his lubricators in large numbers, he typically assigned his patent rights to his employers or sold them to investors. In 1920, toward the end of his life, McCoy formed the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company to produce lubricators bearing his name. Elijah McCoy died in the Elijah McCoy died in the Eloise Infirmary in Detroit, Michigan on October 10th, 1929. He was 85 years old. He is buried at Detroit Memorial Park East in Warren, Michigan. His invention was the automatic lubricator. Okay, the invention is known as the automatic lubricator. The automatic lubricator, which is also known as the steam engine lubricator. Okay, so he invented the automatic lubricator, also known as the steam engine lubricator, and he designed, not invented, he designed other machines as well as the iron board and the lawn sprinkler. He came up with the format for it, not necessarily the blueprint where he invented it, but he came up with the format for it where the lubricator and things like that, the steam engine lubricator, tied into it due to the fact that he used the oil, whatever, to manufacture this genius of an idea for the automatic lubricator in terms of trains. Okay. Um, Now, the invention of the automatic lubricator, aka known as the steam engine lubricator, was a big and had a big impact on transportation wise. As a great mechanical engineer, he was a major contribution to the railroad industry. Okay, that's Elijah McCoy. That's today's black inventor of today, or black inventor of today. Uh, uh, as far as transportation is concerned, Elijah McCoy was a significant part of it. So that's just a little black history on a very, 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 very amazing inventor by the name of Elijah McCoy. All right. I also have here, we're moving right along. Okay. Now we're going to go right into the second segment of the show. I'm just getting some of my paperwork here ready. And the second segment of my show is the health tip of the day. Okay, so second segment of my show is health tip of the day. And today's health tip is for April 8th, 2016, Friday. It reads, health tip of the day. Stay out of supermarket aisles and shop the perimeter instead. Okay, so health tip of the day is stay out of supermarket aisles and shop the perimeter instead. Okay, I've heard this said, but it's definitely worth repeating. If you stick to the perimeter of the supermarket where the fruits and veggies and whole protein sources are, especially the fish, you are sure to enjoy much better health than if you walk through the aisles purchasing manufactured foods your grandmother wouldn't recognize. Okay, so stay out of supermarket aisles and shop the perimeter instead. I've heard this said, but it's definitely worth it repeating. If you stick to the perimeter of the supermarket where the fruits and veggies and whole protein sources are, especially the fish, you are sure to enjoy much better health than if you walk through those aisles purchasing manufactured foods your grandmother wouldn't recognize. Okay, so that's today's health tip. Moving right along. Quote of the day. Okay, today's quote of the day. Quote of today. Okay, so the quote of the day for April 8th, 2016, Friday reads, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. So the quote of the day, April 8th, 2016, Friday reads, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. Okay, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. That's the quote of the day. All right. Moving right along. Next topic. Your gift is calling. Are you ready to answer? Now, this title, under introduction, based off of Steve Harvey's Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success bestseller um, book on basically how to be successful. This is his introductory statement, introduction, quote, or introduction in general to his Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success bestseller book. Steve Harvey, titled the introduction, Your Gift is Calling You. Are you ready to answer? So I'm going to read that to you. This is how the book looks. I had to print out a copy of it because I lost the actual book and I was hurt because the book in general, from the cover to the actual book to the pages inside the book, it was just well put together. It was a great book, not only to look at, obviously, but it was a great book to read. Quite naturally, that's what you buy a book for, not to look at it, but for reading purposes. But it was also a well put together book. So this is how it looks for those that don't know. Okay, you see that? I got it up in there. Sometimes I can't always get it in there. When it comes to putting pictures and stuff like that on the camera, sometimes I can't always get all of it on there. But I'll try to get all of it on there. Sometimes it's very difficult to get all these pictures or photos on the camera. But I think you can see that. It says Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, Steve Harvey. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the introduction of Steve Harvey's bestseller, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success. Steve Harvey's bestseller book. And it reads, your gift is calling. Are you ready to answer? There I was, riding on a private jet with Cedric the Entertainer. We were being flown from the set of The Steve Harvey Show to a city where we were going to perform as the Kings of Comedy. When it was just me, Bernie Mac, and Ced, everybody in the passenger cabin on the jet was asleep. When I looked out the window, I could see the lights sparkling in the city below. Next thing I knew, tears were streaming down my face. At that point, I hadn't taken full inventory of my life and all my blessings and achievements. I couldn't believe that I was sitting on a G3 jet that was sent by the tour promoters. I thought, look at what my life has become. I had been told that I would never amount to anything, but I had made through the miserable carpet cleaning business, selling insurance, which I didn't enjoy, the weeks on the road with no gigs, quitting my job, homelessness, and getting laid off. I realized that I had been through a lot. Suddenly, an overwhelming sense of accomplishment flooded over me, and the tears continued to flow. It hit me that my dreams were coming true. I had wanted to be one of the premier comedians in the country, and it was happening. The announcement of the tour gave us a title, The Kings of Comedy. And then we came out and proved it to be true. We became the largest grossing comedy routine of all time. The tour took in $58 million. That's how much the tour took in. That's how much the tour brought in. $58 million. My dreams were coming true right in front of me. That was the first moment on that jet that I recall feeling success, really feeling the joy, contentment, and true alignment with God's purpose for me. Success for me is not about the car I drive, the house I live in, the way I travel, or the suits I wear. That's not what success means to me. Part of my success is connected to the money I earned and the things I am able to do for my family and myself. But anyone who knows me well will tell you that money is the smallest part of my success. Okay? Success is being in the marriage of my dreams with a woman who helps me be my best. Success is expressing my love for my children and having the opportunity to work with them as I build and expand my business. Success is working my butt off every day doing what I love to do. Your definition of success may be slightly different, but we tend to desire the same things in life: peace of mind, loving friends and family, good health, and a certain level of financial comfort. Whatever your definition of success, this life changing book will put you on the right track to achieving it. Spending your hard earned dollars to purchase Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success is an indication that you are seriously about taking your life to a new level and attaining all that the world has to offer you. And this book will not let you down in helping you get there. Have I have written these pages with many people in mind. Whether you are a college student, a recent graduate trying to find your way in the world, a retiree seeking a retired person, a retiree seeking what comes next, or someone who is on top and trying to stay there. Okay, it's for you if you are just starting out or have decided to stop struggling with obstacles that are determined, to overcome, or have already been climbing the mountain and can't find the motivation to climb anymore. It's for those of you that have fallen. It's for those of you who have traveled part of the way and discovered that this can't be all the world has to offer you. My first book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, helped millions of women take a fresh look at their relationships and dating behavior. Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success will help you to evaluate your life goals and determine the means to achieving them. My previous books targeted women as the primary audience. Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success was created to empower everyone, men and women, young and old, fresh to the work field or workforce, or newly retired. This book is enriched with compelling material that can help no matter where you are on your journey. Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success lets you know that it is not good enough to simply exist. Life is more than wadding through a lifeless job, earning a gold watch, and cashing in your 401k. Your life has to be more than just waiting for the right opportunity to come along and find you. Your life has to be more than just um, marking time, watching others achieve success. Okay? The words in this book will motivate you to get the most out of your life by using something that you already have, your gift. My gift is making people laugh. You have a very special gift too. Our Creator, in His infinite wisdom, created every single soul with a gift. Your gift may be totally unique or it may be similar to someone else's. But know that your gift is yours. When we utilize our gift, the universe thanks us by giving us an abundance of riches, from abundant opportunities to good health to financial wealth. When you aren't sowing into the soil of the universe, you notice that things in your life just seem to dry up and get worse. But when you sow back into the universe, okay, with your time, your passion, and your commitment to others, the world will offer abundant of opportunities for you to blossom into the new you. Incorporating your gift into your life and sharing it with others will bring you joy, passion, and a new vigor for living life to the fullest. This book will show you how to manifest your gift in your life. This book also focuses on how you can transfer your gift, okay, to other important areas in your life, such as building a better working relationship with your boss, or investing more in your community, or strengthening your family. Act like a success, think like a success will get you thinking about increasing your life in whole new ways. The success I'm enjoying now didn't just happen overnight. I had to learn to be successful, and the life I have now is literally a dream come true. Act like a success, think like a success is full of information about what I have learned on my journey to self fulfillment. I want to share it with you so that you too can see your dreams made real in your life. Okay, so that's act like a success, think like a success. Okay, you can purchase that book. Okay, act like a success, think like a success. Steve Harvey. Act like a success, think like a success. Cool. Now, last but not least, I want to get into today's horoscope. Okay, the horoscope of the day. And the horoscope of the day, or today's horoscope, reads Aries. Horoscope of the day. Good karma is definitely coming your way today, and you can expect some extremely rewarding gifts to land right in your lap. You've done some wonderful deeds in the recent past, and the people you have helped are ready to help you. Should you need anything, this is going to be a very educational day that will teach you how to win people over to your how to win people over to your cause without sending them on a guilt trip. You are learning more about how to use your charm to get ahead in life. So Aries horoscope of the day reads, good karma is definitely coming your way today, and you can expect some extremely rewarding gifts to land right in your lap. You've done some wonderful deeds in the recent past, and the people you have helped are ready to help you. Should you need anything, this is going to be a very educational day that will teach you how to win people over to your cause without sending them on a guilt trip. You are learning more about how to use your charm to get ahead in life. For all the Aries out there, that's your horoscope of the day. Okay? Now, I always promote prosperity and development. All right? I always promote peace, love, and happiness. All right? I always promote live, laugh, and love. And most importantly, I always promote one love, one life. All lives matter. Okay, this is your host with the most, E Smooth. Thank you for my 12th edition, episode edition of Uptown 215 Media Productions. For those who don't know me, I've been doing this live video stream for about 2.5 months now, going on 3. These are encouraging, inspirational, spiritual, political, religion, race, infrastructure reform, abstract, modified abstract art, performance art, undiscovered talent, underground music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, etc., etc. Even coming out my Food Network service that's tied into all of this. So, again, like I said, I promote peace, love, and happiness, prosperity and development, live, laugh, love. Love, one life, all lives matter. This is your host with the most, E Smooth. Happy Friday, happy TGIF. This is April 8th, 2016, Friday. Again, I'm your host with the most, E Smooth. And thank you for tuning in to my episode edition 12 at Uptown 215 Media Productions. Peace.